All right, here we go. Let's fucking do it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to America's favorite news program. It's the Dusty Show. And Monday, we're back. And I hope you guys had a good weekend out there. I sure did miss you guys. I love you. And good news report. I actually worked on my book a little this weekend. Last time I talked to you guys about my book, I said 2 weeks. You can trust me, y'all. 2 weeks. I'm going to have this thing done. That was 2 weeks ago. And it turns out I'm a dirty liar. It's hard to find time to work on your projects, man. Doing 3 shows a week. I'm making 8 hours of live content every single week. It's like doing 8 hours of comedy a week, man. Unique live programming is tough. So anyway, it's having trouble finding time to work on my side projects. And I was like, man, you got to make time this fucking weekend, Dusty. You got to. And so yesterday I worked for 8 hours. Making sure the project doesn't die and go by the wayside. And man, I made a lot of progress. I'm excited about it, folks. Last time I checked in with you guys. So I had the whole thing, basically the bones of a book. I had it all roughed in, the first 10 chapters, the entire 10 chapters roughed in. And now you got to go back and you got to sculpt the clay into a beautiful vase. And so you have to rewrite. So I rewrote the first 5 chapters. And then yesterday I rewrote 6, 7, and 8. So now I got 9 and 10 to rewrite, and then I got to rewrite it again because it needs another round of polishing. And then one more rewrite after that, and then I'll be fucking done. It's a lot of work, y'all. 90,000 words already, folks. I got a full novel written, and this motherfucker is good, y'all. I am proud. I still got to cross some T's, dot some I's, make it all make sense perfectly, but it is so action-packed, you ain't going to get bored. Every single subsection ends in a cliffhanger. You're going to love it. No one's going to read it. It's fine. It's fine. I don't even give a shit. I pretend. So, super cool. That'll be out whenever. And, all right. And I got, before I tell you this story, I'll do my super chat. Super chat's live on the show. You guys know how super chats work? Basically, you click this $sign. Boom. Do it. You'll love it. And donate money. The more you donate, the more serious I'll take a question. If you donate a lot of money, I will read you sexy as shit. You click on this, and boom, you see it. Nope, I super chat, bang, boom, and then you just whatever you want to donate. It goes up to $500. I'm not saying you donate $500. I'm just saying I'll suck your dick. And, all right, I'll read all of them at the halftime and then the show. So help me out. Thank you in advance. And all right, time for a little section I like to call Story Time with Uncle Dusty. Story Time with Uncle Dusty. And kind of a sad story time tonight. Everybody who is still alive, take one step forward. Not so fast, Uncle Ray. Yeah, my Uncle Ray died. Poor Uncle Ray. My last living uncle died yesterday. Told you guys he had the cancer, right? So I had 3 uncles growing up. Uncle Willie died in his early 20s. He was chasing some very loose woman in a car and wrecked and died. And then my Uncle Kenny stole my gun and kidnapped my ex-girlfriend and was murdered by the FBI. And now my Uncle Ray died of the cancer. He was like in his 70s or whatever. And was a lifetime alcoholic. I think that may have caused his cancer. He had it all over him. He didn't seem to think, though. He thought it was from hepatitis he got from dirty needles or something. He lived a real hard life in Mississippi. Never had any family or anything. Just a backwoods redneck. And that it can be a hard life, especially if you're on drugs and drinking and shit. Smoking the last batch of Ray weed. He was a famous guerrilla grower. He would go out and find land somewhere. I don't know the fuck where he grew it. He didn't tell me. But grow the best fucking weed. Had a green-ass thumb. And he grew his weed. But apparently, he was surrounded by loved ones when he died. which makes me feel a little better. My mom was there. My sister Brandy was there. My sister Layla, who hasn't even spoken to my mom, that had fallen out in like a year, she was there somehow. Her kids were there. Her 2 kids were there somehow. My stepdad Michael was there. My Aunt Donna was there. And Ken, who literally lives in my house, Ken was there too. A whole bunch of people, surrounded by family as he passed. So, that's a lot better than most people get, I guess. Surrounded by family and loved ones, and they said that they think that he knew that they were there. So he knew that he was surrounded by love and everything. So that's good. But folks, I got to be honest about how I feel about this whole thing. And I don't want to make all this about me. But my entire family was there. Like I said, my mom, my Aunt Donna, Ken, who fucking lives with me, my Brandy, my other sister who hadn't even talked to my mom in a year. Everybody was there. And I can't help but notice nobody invited me to the death. What the fuck? Everybody knows Dusty loves a good death. I'm Johnny on the spot for a good death. They had a whole big death. I guess my goddamn invitation got lost in the mail. The fuck? So, whatever. I see how you guys are. See how you are. Just for that, I ain't coming to none of yours deaths. None of you. I ain't going to none of yours death. Fuck that shit. I would be caught dead at your death, to be honest with you. I would die before I go to you guys' death. All right? I'm going to show you. That's my plan. In fact, I'm going to die young and beautiful right before you guys. And then I don't have to go any of your deaths. So I'll show you guys it is me that wins in this scenario. So anyway, let's move along. I got another part of the story, too. I didn't tell you the whole story. As always, I kind of like to use humor to diffuse depressing situations, because you gotta laugh to keep from crying, to be honest with you. Otherwise, you'll just be too fucking miserable. And something else did happen. I'm not making this up, folks. This really happened, but I hope in time my mom and her sister and everybody that witnessed this can find humor in it, I guess. Because I guess if you're from the outside, it is kind of a funny story, but if you're experiencing it, I can imagine it was a very traumatizing experience. So what happened is my Uncle Ray dies, right? And he's living in this trailer I bought for him. And, it's a trailer, right? It's up off the ground and whatnot. It's got a little porch area and steps going down. And it's not a real nice place out there. It's not like they have paved driveways or anything. It's like they have these little stepping stones and whatever, but it's muddy. It's it's a little piece of land with a fucking trailer on it, right? So Uncle Ray dies in there, and of course it's Charleston, Mississippi. They send, I guess, the lowest paid help they can get. I ain't blaming these dudes. I sent 2 old dudes from the coroner's office to pick up my Uncle Ray. And my Uncle Ray was he lost some weight there at the end, but he was probably still at least 210 pounds, maybe 220. And he got kind of chunky at the end a little bit. He's about 5'10", kind of a big guy. So they send these guys, and they have a hard time getting him out of the little trailer, get him out of the little fucking room, pulling him, and then they slowly get him down the steps. And I guess he was naked for some reason. I didn't ask why. I can only assume, I don't know if you guys know this, it's pretty terrible, but when you die, a lot of times you defecate yourself. And so I don't know if they, had to clean him up or whatnot. It's just fucking awful, right? Poor mom. And so anyway, they had a sheet over him, and they had him strapped to the gurney, and they were taking him down the stairs, and they finally got to the bottom, and they hit a mud patch, and they dumped his body over. They dumped the whole body over. They said that luckily he was strapped in, and so all it fell out was his leg or his arm or whatever. And they were trying to get the body back up, and these 2 old dudes could get the body back up. So my uncle, my cousin Ken, had to jump down and help him. Jumped down and helped him, and even he couldn't help him do it because it was all slippery and muddy and shit. And so then my sister Brandy had to jump down, and the 4 of them had to pull this body back up and get it straight. I guess it could have been worse, his dead dick didn't fall out or nothing. But they said my mom was on the porch, and she was pretty traumatized, and everybody was pretty traumatized about it. And the workers they sent said they were humiliated. They were incredibly embarrassed. Obviously, you would be. So, terrible story, but hey, hopefully in time we can talk about it and find humor. But right now it's just a awful situation, Hey, if you're drinking out there, if you're an alcoholic, quit and don't share needles or any of that stuff. That is my advice, and that is my story time with Uncle Dusty for this week. And all right, let's go ahead and kick the show off, folks. Get your super chats in early and often. As usual, got a depressing show for you guys tonight. Let's go ahead and kick it off with some Chud Watch. Chud Watch, talking about Chud Watch. We talk about Chud. Break out your woo emoji cards. Woo! This is for you, Uncle Ray. He would have hated this show. He did hate this show, in fact. He, Trump supporter. And sort of a racist guy. I gotta say, he was sort of a racist guy, but he really liked white people, so it was nice to me. Anyway, first off, Trump doing it again. He did this before, folks, where he blaming the person who negotiated the trade deals for everything that's going on. But it turns out it was you. The call is coming from inside the house, you goof.
I don't blame any country. Not the worst of them. And we were abused by countries. Mm-hmm. I blamed the President of the United States.
Me too!
Happened to be sitting when these deals were made. Disgraceful.
Disgraceful! Disgraceful! What kind of fucking idiot negotiated this bullshit, okay? That dude should be hung up by his ball sack. Good thing it wasn't Trump. Blink, 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 blink. And EU, and the UK. They're not the same thing. I know what you're thinking. They're not. Different. Making some trade deals behind our back. We made enemies out of our closest allies. They're like, fuck this. We don't need you guys. We're going to trade with each other. EU and UK to defy Trump with open trade pact. Everybody across the world's doing it, folks. It's the cool new thing. Fuck America. Everybody hates us now. And apparently Mazda not making the CX-50 in the United States anymore because of tariff uncertainty. They tell you the manufacturer's coming back, but it ain't coming back, folks. Why would anybody come to America to start a business with this much uncertainty? You have no idea what the business landscape is going to be tomorrow, the next day. Whatever Trump says today, he'll say the opposite of tomorrow. It's pure chaos. Nobody wants to be fucking involved in this. So, yep, a lot of jobs going to be lost from the Mazda factory being shut down. So that's not great. Then apparently the ports are empty all across the goddamn country. Here's a pictures of port of Seattle being empty. All the ships that are coming in either delayed because they don't want to pay the tariffs, or they've canceled because nobody wants to buy the fucking products. International students left to wonder where they stand to meet visas. Seattle was waiting for ships to come in. Yep. Waiting for my ship to come in here. It looks pretty desolate, folks. Seems bad. Like the real strain on the economy hasn't even happened yet, folks. It's coming. We're going to get to that in a minute. And America's quickly becoming Trump's 7th bankruptcy. Hey, we voted for suicide. We're going to get what we voted for, I guess.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I thought maybe just do a quick update. So this map is the port of Shanghai. And all the yellow ones are cargo ships. Blue ones are fishing ships. Right? When it's moving, it has an arrow, right? It's a triangle. Then those round dots, I think they parked there, right? This is the port of Shanghai. And this is port of Los Angeles. Both port are the biggest port. One in China, one in United States. Port of Shanghai, some of the boat go to somewhere else. Some of the boat probably parked there because of tariff or whatever. Maybe they are waiting for loading. Who knows? Port of Los Angeles.
Dead.
Okay, so I do the work, so you don't have to. And this is from Vessel Finder. It's a live.
Dum, 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 dum. We're dead, folks. We're dead. We had a good run. It's all over. And folks are clueless. I guess somebody deleted that fucking YouTube. I don't even give a fuck, y'all. Meanwhile, retailers forecast 20% decline in imported goods. American retailers are growing worried that President Trump's trade war and increased volatility will lead to empty shelves, higher prices, and store closures as Chinese imports screech to a halt. Many retailers stocked up on inventory in the first months of 2025, realizing a storm was coming, but their inventories are poised to dwindle quickly. I can't believe I'm saying this, folks, but I'm thinking about going to Walmart tomorrow and do some panic shopping. I'm not usually one to panic or anything, but like maybe just get an extra bag of dog food or two, maybe an extra bag of cat food or two, some toilet paper, some paper towels. Just in case, stuff I'm already going to use anyway, so it's not going to go to waste if I buy extra of it. But just in case there is a disruption in the supply lines, which seems almost a certainty at this point. All the big retailers have already told Trump it's going to happen, and he doesn't seem to give a fuck. So he's trying to make China heel bend the knee, but they're not going to because they have a lot more power in the situation than we do. It would have been one thing to start a trade war with China alone, but to start a trade war with the entire world at the same time, it's just lunacy. I don't know if he's incompetent or he's trying to destroy the country on purpose. Either way, it's the same fucking outcome. More Americans are financing groceries with buy now, pay later loans, and more are paying those bills late, survey says. So people not even being able to afford groceries anymore, having to put groceries on your credit card, seems like a bad omen for our society. And speaking of bad omens, folks, the sticker shock for the tariffs starting to hit pretty heavily. A lot of people noticing how crazy it's getting. Over on Temu, you try to buy $63 worth of stuff, there's a $89 tariff fee. The tariffs are more than the fucking products at this moment, y'all. Crazy ass shit. I know that I'm privileged. I know that I'm a typical pampered American, but being an American's always meant I can order whatever I want to. Companies like kowtow to me. I'm the gold standard they want to reach and sell their products to, and now special taxes just for Americans alone all over the goddamn place. And every penny of this $90 you're paying on top of the $60 in product is going into the richest pocket. That's the whole point of this. To transfer the burden of paying taxes from the rich to the middle class and the poor. Taking all this money, funneling it directly to them for their tax cuts, y'all. That's what's happening. Everything for them, nothing for you. Their boot was already on our throat, strangling us. Already on the brink of revolution. And they're like, they can't help themselves, folks. They can't help. They're mentally ill. They can't stop. They are a parasite who will just feed and feed and feed. Even though it's obvious their host is dying, they can't control themselves. They don't think we'll do anything about it, folks. And maybe they're right. And this AliExpress, God damn it, why are they deleting everything? So if you buy a $40 solar panel from AliExpress, it costs $1,500. There's a 3,500% tariff on certain solar panels from China now. Wish I could show you, but fuck Reddit. Goddamn censorship everywhere. In real time. Like, I got all this show together minutes before the show started. So what you're seeing in real time is memory holding of what is happening in our society. Scary as fuck, y'all. And yeah, Shine Temu prices spike as much as 300% due to U.S. tariffs. Popular Chinese e-commerce brands Shine and Temu are raising prices for U.S. customers in response to recently imposed tariffs on Chinese imports by the Trump administration. Starting May 2nd, U.S. imports from China valued under $800, previously exempt from the increased duties under the so-called de minimis rule, will be subject to a tax that's equivalent to 120% of product's value or a minimum fee of $100 per package. So it's the new normal, folks. We have to pay extra taxes so that Elon Musk can get a tax cut, so that Donald Trump, on all these new ill-gotten billions he's making, selling out the presidency, they need the money, folks, I guess. Who gives a fuck if we eat? Who gives a fuck if we can afford to live anymore? They don't give a shit. They'll just ship us to El Salvador. Many Amazon sellers to skip Prime Day due to tariffs. Yep. Biggest shopping day of the year online. Going to be hard to find goods this year. Amazon Prime Day is losing its luster among a critical group, sellers. Some third-party merchants who previously sold China-made goods during Amazon's premier July shopping event are sitting it out this year or reducing the amount of discounted merchandise they offer. And hey, I guess this will be good for inflation. Nobody's buying shit. Nobody has any fucking money, I guess. Supply and demand, less dollars in the goddamn system. So perhaps That'll help with inflation, but you know what won't? Tariffs. So still going to go up regardless, even if inflation comes down due to anybody having a lack of fucking money. And then lies. That's how they do it, folks. They'll just fucking say anything. Of all the things that is not going to happen, this is not going to happen the most. Trump says when tariffs cut in, many people's income taxes will substantially be reduced. He's right about that. He's going to replace the income tax of the rich with tariffs paid for by the poor and the middle class. That part's true. This next part's not. Maybe even completely eliminated. Focus will be on people making less than $200,000 a year. Yeah, right. If you believe this at all, then how are you still fucking alive? But they'll tell you, folks, hey, I'm okay with paying these tariffs because Trump's going to get rid of my income tax. Meanwhile, they're paying both the tariffs and they're still paying income tax. These are the same people that tell you that Trump is awesome for removing taxes on tips and overtime, which he never fucking did. Yeah, I'm okay. Eventually it'll happen. Just believe me. I don't believe you. It's not going to happen. They might actually eventually cut taxes to the poor middle class by like 10%. But here's how it works, folks. They put a 30% tariff tax that you pay for, and then they give you 10% back on your taxes, and they say thank you. It's like somebody stole $30 from you, and they take 20 of it, and they give it to rich people, and they give you 10 of it back. And they're like, I gave you $10. And everybody's like, they gave me $10. That's what they do. They steal from you. They throw you crumbs, and then fucking idiots wet themselves. It's like people have a fetish for being abused. The biggest suckers and goddamn losers on the planet. But that's what we are, folks. Abusing us every way they can. Another way they're abusing us. Agriculture isn't nearing trade war tariff crisis. It's full-blown crisis already, farmers say. And I think I speak for a lot of Americans when I say, shut the fuck up, farmers. Stop crying. Goddamn, farmers are the biggest welfare queens in this fucking country. Farmers overwhelmingly voted for Trump. They did the same goddamn thing the fucking first time. And then he bankrupted them, and they cried and whined until Trump bailed them out, which is what's happening again. They vote for this motherfucker to destroy shit, and then when he destroys shit, they have their hand out begging us to fucking fix it, and we do. We come and bail them out every goddamn time. Fuck the farmers. I don't got a limb and say it, folks. I'm willing to fucking starve to death just to watch them fucking starve to death. I hope y'all lose your farms and then blow brain yourself at this point. It's ridiculous. And yes, exactly what I just said is happening, folks. They're all like, Newsmax is like, President Trump is ready to bail out American farmers if commodity exports continue to fall. Yep. So we pay both ways, folks. We're going to pay more for products from the other countries, and then we're going to pay our own farmers for when they can't sell their products to other countries. So they get us coming and goddamn going. Biggest cucks and losers to ever fucking live. This whole nation pretends like they're big alpha man. Rugged individuals, stand up. Nope. Bunch of bottom bitches bending over, taking that dick every goddamn day and begging for fucking more. Biggest pussies and sissies. That's what a fucking America is. There's a reason these politicians have no respect for you. Who would have respect for you? When they fuck you coming and goddamn going and you thank them and ask for more, who would ever have respect for you? I sure don't. I wouldn't expect fucking Trump to. And he goddamn don't. And yep. The Secretary of Agriculture announced yesterday that the man is about to ask Congress for hundreds of billions to bail out farmers because of Trump's tariffs. So he'll cause a problem, Trump will. And then he'll saddle us with billions of dollars, hundreds of billions to bail it out. And then he'll brag about how he's always there for the farmers. He's the best fed farmers ever had. Nobody's ever done more for our farmers than him. But it ain't him, folks. It's you and me, the suckers. The infinite money trick. Always money in our pockets, isn't there? And then Trump's demanding that truckers be fluent in English now. They want to be in every aspect of both private and public life, y'all. It's a full court takeover of everything in the United States. And this might have been a problem before because we have actually a shortage of truckers. We need way more truckers, but not anymore, since goods are no longer going to the stores in the same way they were. Container ships no longer coming in the way they were. No more need for truckers. So yeah, you truckers, your salary is about to plummet and the need for you is about to become pretty much non-existent. So once again, you assholes voted for this. Shut the fuck up and die. Don't bitch. Don't moan. This is what you wanted. Die quietly because we don't want to fucking hear you. And everyone says they'll pay more for made in the USA. All these patriots, I love America. I would support my country if it cost me a little more to buy America made America. I would do it happily. Because I love this country and I'll do whatever it takes to back her. But guess what they found out, folks? They did an experiment to see if Americans really would pay extra for American products. Guess what happened, y'all? When we priced a U.S.-made version of our flagship products 85% higher than the Chinese-made one, 25,000 customers had the chance to vote with their wallets. Here's what happened. So here's their product. They put it up on their page. There is a version made in the USA. They actually had it made in the USA, but obviously it costs more. It's $239. It's $110 more than the exact same product they had made in Asia. And they have an option. Do you want to buy the Asian version or made in the USA? Due to the new tariffs, we partner with small manufacturers in the United States that can also produce our shower heads. We're now offering our customers the option to choose between a USA made or an overseas made Athena shower head. Guess what happened? Guess how many people from the United States bought shower heads made in the United States? Zero chose to pay $110 extra to buy American. And that's what it's all about, folks. This is the fakest country there could ever fucking be. Everybody here is bullshit. It's an entire country of con artists and fucking liars. Which is why it's a capitalist utopia. It's every man for themselves in this bitch. He who lies the best wins, I guess. And remember, capitalism is working perfectly. You're supposed to be exhausted and worried you'll lose your income and die penniless. It makes it easier to treat you like shit and pay you less. If you're worrying about the rent, you're not focusing on tearing down this unfair system. It's even more insidious than that. If they keep you busy working your life away at your job, just earn ends meet, and child care is $3,500 a month, you're just working your ass off, and you gotta get a meal together for your family. You come home exhausted. Just want to watch a couple hours of Netflix before you go to bed, wake up the next day and do it all over again. You have no time to even educate yourself about what the fuck is going on in this country. And that's what we have now. A whole country of low information voters that don't have a goddamn clue what the fuck's happening. And that's exactly the way they want it. It's not a bug. It's by design. And a lot of maggoteers out there this week. First off, this fucking moron. God damn it. Terrence Howard, one of the dumbest sacks of shit on the planet. I can't tell if this guy's doing like performance art or he's just this crazy. I'm leaning towards that he's really crazy. He thinks he's some kind of super genius that has invented new shapes and types of math. It don't make any fucking sense. Anyway, he was a big Trump supporter and now he's all disappointed in Trump. Because this genius didn't see it coming that Trump was going to deport a bunch of people. If only there would have been some kind of hint. If only somebody could have seen it coming. If only somebody could have told you. Terrence Howard said he was in Donald Trump's corner until he carried out mass deportations in the exact way he said he would do. Oopsies! Look at that, exactly what you voted for. And another celebrity also begriefed. Is that a word? Agreed? Pissed off! Ozempic Roseanne. Actress and comedian Roseanne Barr revealed that people she knows lost their jobs due to policies related to President Donald Trump's tariffs. Uh-oh! Exactly what happened the first time. Exactly what's going to happen every fucking time. If you're too stupid to have seen this, I don't even believe you're this dumb. You knew it was going to happen. You just didn't give a shit. And now it's actually happening. Exactly the way we all said it would. Exactly the way we all warned you. And you want to pretend like you didn't fucking know? to wash your hands of any responsibility, but nah. You don't get to do that. When the revolution happens, we're going to remember, Roseanne. We're going to remember. I promise. And copium overdose. Some Trump supporters believe that Trump now must have been replaced. Hey, this ain't the same guy I voted for. My nephew works with a Trump voter who is apparently hypothesizing that they have replaced Trump with some intentionally embarrassing old fool. And the real Trump is locked up somewhere, laughing my ass off. They don't want to take any responsibility for anything, folks. Whatever they have to do to shirk off the blame. No, you did this. You knew it was going to happen. This is the same fucking goof the first time. The same guy that disbanded the pandemic response team right before COVID hit. It's the same dude who crashed the economy the first time. It's the same guy that's got 34 felony convictions. You knew he was a snake before you let him in. And at first, good old JG was mocking the libs. Daddy's home! Woo! Hey, not weird at all, y'all. Not creepy. It's not some kind of sexual fetish between maggot and their goofy orange fat daddy. Nope. Not weird at all. But now, same woman, just a few months later. Today, my company laid off thousands of hourly workers and cut these salaried workers by 20% before your tariffs. I'm ashamed I voted for you. Ha ha! Love it. As a middle-class citizen with a graduate degree who doesn't make nearly as much as I thought I would when I initially went to graduate school, I regret voting for Trump because since he took... Shut the fuck up! Daddy's home, bitch! Daddy's home! Bend over and take it, you fucking moron! This is what you wanted. You got it. Your big old fat orange daddy just railing you. Shut the fuck up. Nobody needs to hear from you anymore. If you were this dumb, okay, fine. Just should now. Hush up. Go away. Camden Donville says, I voted for you, Donald Trump, and I still support you. Okay, well then die. Just fucking die. I can't say it anymore. If he's fucking you every goddamn way he can fuck you and you're still supporting him, just die already. We got married right after we tried to get it. Anyway, they deported his wife. So good. I'm glad. Hey, if she was dumb enough to marry you, knowing you were a Trump supporter, and you were dumb enough to vote for him, might I suggest a murder-suicide, okay? I'm just saying. You ain't got it, but it's a fucking option. Hate these people, y'all. I'm done. Donald Trump, there will never be a transformation of our country like the transformation that is happening. Yeah, no shit, but not in a good way. And by Raj Booba, I voted, but regretting now. Creating new jobs before eliminating current jobs is ideal way. Just lost my job today due to Doge. Ironically, I own 2 Teslas. Oh, well, you should have bought a fucking third one, I guess, you moron. Maybe you can live in it. Hope it don't catch on fire, but a little bit I do. Good God, maybe you can eat the Tesla when you ain't got no fucking grocery money. And then in concentration news, so I told you guys in the last show, they arrested this judge because that's where we're at. If you're playing fascist bingo, we're at the stage with arresting judges. All she did, folks, the ICE came in and they were trying to deport this guy who was in her court. And she was like, yeah, you're not arresting somebody in my fucking court. This is my court. Fuck off. Sit outside. And then people don't trust ICE anymore, the Trump administration, on account of their disappearing people to foreign concentration camps. Could just call anybody a terrorist or a gang member. No due process, disappear them. And like a lot of people don't want to go along with that. A lot of people have like a moral framework, and that's not okay with them. So all this judge did was be like, hey, maybe you guys should go out that side door right there, okay? ICE is out that door. You already saw that, so go out that side door. They went out the side door, and ICE immediately arrested the guy anyway. So then, of course, they arrested this judge for no fucking reason. But they did to send a message. The rule of law is over. If you're a judge thinking you're going to stand up to the Trump administration, if you're a judge that thinks you're going to stop them from disappearing whoever they want to concentration camps in foreign countries, you got another thing coming. It's a dictatorship now. We are the law. And now they're trying so hard to sell this shit to the American public that the right-wing influencers are just making AI pictures. And I, for one, don't abide by using AI, okay? Have some class, people. Pay your artist. Anyway, how it started, how it's going is a real picture, but oh yeah, super cool that we're arresting judges now. Definitely not nightmarishly fascist. It's all a big fucking joke. Here's a cat turd also getting into the fun. Hard to believe that I'm having to cover a guy named Cat Turd, but whatever. Happy No One Is Above the Law Day. Yeah, Trump supporters saying nobody is above the law. Folks, 2 weeks ago, the Supreme Court told Trump to bring back Abrego Garcia, and they basically said no, and nothing happened to them. Okay? He tried to overthrow democracy, got convicted of 34 felons, nothing happened to him. But they know this, folks. They know that they're trolling. They know that they're sticking their dicks in our faces. That's the whole point. That's what they get off on. No one is above the law except for Trump supporters. But the left ain't. We gonna get you guys, even if you're completely innocent. Even if it's against the Constitution, we still gonna get you. Because we rule you now. And message loud and goddamn clear. And this cartoon is spot fucking on, y'all. She was carrying a dangerous weapon, and she was the gavel of justice. Can't have fucking that. Can't have anybody that would provide a check and balance to our orange dictator, to our new God King. So drag her away, FBI. This is definitely not lawfare, though, is it, folks? And then the White House press secretary just out there right in the open saying that if they need to, if they want to, they will arrest Supreme Court justices, y'all. Supreme Court, that's the top court in the land, the one that's supposed to provide the check and balance for the Trump administration. But even them, if you go against this administration, you won't be spared.
County circuit judge for allegedly helping illegal immigrants get away. As you guys look at other judges, would you ever arrest somebody higher up on the judicial food chain, like a federal judge or even a Supreme Court justice?
Well, that's a hypothetical question. Again, I defer you to the Department of Justice for individuals that they are
just say no, bitch!
Looking at or individual cases. But let's be clear about what this judge did. She obstructed federal law enforcement.
She did not do any of that. She literally said, go out that door. That's all she did, folks. That's all it takes in our society now. This new fascist United States of America, telling somebody to leave through a certain door is an arrestable offense that they'll get up and call you a fucking terrorist sympathizer on goddamn television for.
Who were looking for an illegal alien in her courthouse. She showed that illegal alien the door to evade law enforcement officials. That is a clear-cut case of obstruction.
No,
you don't have to be a lawyer to understand that. And so
I'm not a lawyer, and I understand it perfectly.
One who is breaking the law or obstructing federal law enforcement officials from doing their jobs is putting themselves at risk of being prosecuted. Absolutely.
Absolutely was the answer to the question. Absolutely anybody who does what we consider to be obstruction of justice, including Supreme Court justices. Let this be a warning to you all. There is no checks and balances. There is no rule of law. The law is whatever Trump says. And once again, folks, 2 weeks ago, the Supreme Court ordered Trump to do something. He literally said no, and nothing's happened. Nothing's happened. So yes, we are in a dictatorship now. How else could you describe it? Where if the Supreme Court tells you to do something, you don't do it, and they do nothing to compel you. That's a dictatorship, folks. America over. And lives on TikTok. Trying to get people arrested. Ed Krasenstein, who's a loser, piece of shit, pretends to be on the left. But anyway, I agree with him here. I will hide immigrants. He wouldn't do that, though. He's a rich poser. I would hide immigrants from Trump's illegal deportations of them to prisons without due process. Who else is in? You're so fake, dude. No, you won't. Anyway, I'm not letting Nazi Germany repeat itself. Yes, you will. You'll lay down and let them do it. This is what you call moral grandstanding. But anyway, listen to TikTok. Isn't harboring a fugitive and impeding ICE operations a crime? And yes, this is precisely how Twitter would have been in Germany in 1940s. Inform on your neighbors, rat people out. Hey, you can make a quick buck with crypto if you just rat out your neighbors. Once again, Another mark for your fascist bingo card. And this is where we're at in America, y'all. The Trump administration deports 3 United States citizen children, including a 4-year-old cancer patient. Stage 4 cancer this kid had, folks. Trump has now deported multiple U.S. citizens' children with cancer. They were U.S. citizens. They were born in this country, folks, deported with cancer with no treatment whatsoever. Stage 4. So a death sentence to children who are U.S. citizens. But they're brown, so it doesn't matter, folks. If you're brown, the United States flushes it down. Donald Trump's deportation flights have cost taxpayers up to $95 million since January. They're really concerned about cutting costs, aren't they? Of course not. It's all political theater. It doesn't matter how much it costs as long as Trump looks like a tough guy. That's all they care about. This is the right's idea of masculinity. And holy God, the degradation of America never ends. The embarrassment never ends. This is the White House lawn right now. They've adorned it with tons of posters, almost like political signs, cheap as shit, of propaganda posters featuring migrants and their alleged crimes, I guess, to try to sell to the public why it's okay they're spending $95 million disappearing these people. Look at this gaudy shit. They didn't even pay good money for decent signs, y'all. This is the cheapest, lowest level kinko shit you can possibly fucking get. But whatever they can do to scapegoat brown people, make you afraid, folks. And yeah, what a garbage fucking country. Holy God, America. Are we great yet? Just so sad. But what a deserving country we have become of this degradation. And then on Facebook, apparently it's completely fine now to call for the death of migrants under the new Zuckerberg rules. Since he tried to suck up to Trump, not going to do anything about a direct cause for violence. Testing the algorithm. Laughing myself crying. Tired of the Venezuelan gangs in your city? Remember, there is no record of them being here. So there won't be a homicide investigation or a missing persons report. Oh, first of all, that's not true. They'll still try you for murder. Secondly, due process. It is not up to you to decide which brown people are gang members. This is terrifying. How about a free cruise on the open ocean? Nobody, no crime, only suspicion. Super cool. Hey, we gonna murder brown people, y'all. America, we're so great. Just fuck this country, y'all. Don't feel sad for this country when it collapses. Yes, only 25% of people voted for suicide, but the rest of us allowed this system to exist, where 25% of people can vote for you to have to commit suicide, and then you got to commit suicide. It'd be like if you're in Jonestown, and only 25% of the people were true believers. Only 25% of the people voted to drink the Kool-Aid, but that means everybody was forced to drink the Kool-Aid. Drink the Kool-Aid or get shot in the face. That's actually what happened, a lot of it. A lot of people didn't want to drink the Kool-Aid at Jonestown, but they just shot them. Anyway, all of us got to drink the Kool-Aid because this bullshit representative democracy that was created by a bunch of slave owners, a bunch of primitives hundreds of years ago, it's a suicide pact. I guess we got to take the rest of the fucking world with us. Meanwhile, Trump's out there telling everybody that he runs the entire world. And I guess by runs the world, he means has the power to destroy the global economy, if that's what you mean. President Trump shared his thoughts on how his 2 terms as president have differed, saying in a new interview with Atlantic that this time around he's leading the country and the world. The first time I had 2 things to do, run the country and survive. I had all these crooked guys. You mean all the people that you hired to run your administration? All your family members? Trump said in the interview published Monday, and the second time I run the country and the world. So yay, world. It looks like it's over for us. We had a good run, people. But no, you don't run fucking anything. I guess you do run this country, unfortunately, and you do have the ability to cause the global stock market to crash because it's all linked together, at least temporarily, till they disengage from us completely and go around us, which will eventually happen. But nope! To most of the countries in the world, you are an abject clown in which nobody has any respect for you, so you don't run shit, you fucking makeup goof. And then, folks, here is his call for Republicans who are having town halls to just eject anybody speaking out against them. Here's the playbook. All you got to do is declare that they're Democrats and then, without any evidence, claim that they're paid Democrats and then be really mean to them, crack their heads, violently eject any of your constituents who has a problem with the fact that you've sold the country out to an orange dictator. The radical left Democrats are paying a fortune to have people infiltrate their town halls, and not a single stitch of evidence ever been presented to prove this, because it's not true. A lot of these people that are town halls are actually Republicans and veterans and shit. You've seen with your own eyes in the clips I've shown you. The radical left Democrats are paying a fortune to have people infiltrate the town halls of Republican congressmen, women, and senators. Why is he separating Republican congressmen, women? I guess it means congresswomen. Why not just congress people and senators? These great patriot politicians should not treat them nicely. Yeah, crack their head. Don't treat your constituents nicely. If they're not willing to lay down and just go along with whatever we want to do, throw them out. They are disruptors and troublemakers. You must allow your audience to know what you are up against, or else they will think they are Republicans and that there's dissension in the party. Yet this is their way of telling people, don't allow any dissension in the party. Any Republican that speaks out, just declare they're Democrats and they're paid, crack their heads open, arrest them. And they are, folks. This is where we're at in America anymore. You don't have a right to confront your representatives because they don't represent you anymore. Not that they ever did, but they definitely don't fucking represent you now, folks. And that's one of the reasons this government has to collapse sooner rather than later. We have to move past representative democracy. We don't need it. We have to move to a direct democracy, some other form. This shit ain't working, y'all. We're just feedstock to them. And then, folks, remember, he was going to end the Ukraine war day one. Hey, probably before he even got in the White House, they're going to be so scared because daddy's home. They were just going to throw down their arms and hug and kiss and end the whole thing immediately because that's real life. Now, Trump's having second thoughts about the whole thing with absolutely no hint of irony whatsoever. He says, with all that being said, there was no reason for Putin to be shooting missiles into civilian areas, cities and towns over the last few days. It makes me think that maybe he doesn't want to stop the war. He's just tapping me along. What? The guy who's literally invading another country and perpetrating the war doesn't want to stop it? What? The guy who could literally stop the war anytime he wanted to, by stopping the war. You're saying he doesn't want to stop the war? Oh my God, super genius shit. Happening from the dumbest motherfucker alive, God damn it. And the reason he's saying this, folks, is because he put forth his peace plan, and his peace plan was 100% to give Russia everything they wanted. 100% for Russia, nothing for Ukraine, and Russia still not agreeing to the ceasefire. This is basically Trump's peace plan. Here's the deal. Let the guy who broke in and attacked your family remain inside, be gifted the kitchen, guest bedroom, and den. That's a good deal. Hey, he's not taking your bedroom, okay? He's not taking the rest of your house. He's not going to murder your family today, so that's a concession. You got to let him have your shit. Yeah. No wonder they don't have anything to do with it. It's called a poison pill. They know Ukraine is not going to agree to that, but even Russia's not agreeing to it. But don't worry, folks. Trump's got it all fucking figured out. Trump gonna lay down the law. Trump gonna get all this shit sorted out. 2 weeks. Just give him 2 weeks. That's all he needs, folks. 2 weeks.
Keep saying 2 weeks about President Putin. What is 2 weeks? Give us What is the actual date? What is the timeline?
2 weeks or less, and if it's a little more at the time, I say, but, they're losing a lot of people. We have...
Yeah, 2 weeks or less or more. Could be more, could be less, could be 2 years, could be 2 decades, could be 2 days. Who knows? Just trust me. I'm all over it. And yep, holy God. And Trump gonna bring back Columbus Day, folks. Columbus Day got canceled by all us wokesters out there. Fucking wokesters, the left, attacking America's heroes like Christopher Columbus, even though, Columbus Day never went anywhere. Columbus Day is still a thing. It doesn't matter. It's like the world Christmas. He got to make up a problem for him to fix, y'all. Trump says, I'm bringing Columbus Day back. I'm bringing Columbus back. From the ashes, the Democrats did everything possible to destroy Columbus, his reputation, and all of the Italians that love him so much. Hey, don't blame Italians for this shit. And by Democrats doing everything to destroy Christopher Columbus' reputation, what he means is telling the truth. How dare you tell the truth? They tore down statues and they put up nothing but woke. The fuck you talking about? What woke did they put up? Or even worse, nothing at all. Wait, nothing at all is worse than woke? Well, you'll be happy to know Christopher Columbus is going to make a major comeback. Oh, goody. I am hereby reinstating Columbus Day. It was never uninstated. Under the same rules, dates, and locations, it was always that. What are you talking about? And it has, as it has had for all of the many decades before. Yeah, so he's done nothing. But anyway, what he's talking about is simply telling the truth. Telling the truth is a revolutionary act in modern day America. So here's what Trump doesn't like people saying. He enslaved indigenous people en masse, shipping many back to Europe and forcing others into brutal labor. That's what happened, folks. These are historical facts. Trump himself doesn't even deny these facts. Nobody does, because we know these things are true. He just doesn't want you to say this, folks. They want to memory hold the truth for a handpicked special version of history. And that version is the only version you're allowed to tell. And eventually, it starts out by him saying, I'm bringing Columbus back. And then it's demanding schools. If you want federal funding, you have to teach what we want you to teach and not teach what we don't want you to teach. Like you can't teach that his expeditions led to the deaths of countless Native Americans through violence, disease, and deliberate extermination. He ordered barbaric punishments, cutting off noses, ears, and even executing Native people for minor offenses. He trafficked indigenous women and girls, some as young as 9 and 10 years old. Yes, he was a pedophile, America. That's who we're named after. Of course it is. Of course this country's named after a pedophile, y'all. For the sexual gratification of its men. He imposed insane tribute systems where natives had to deliver gold regularly or face mutilation or death. He imposed insane tribute. Already said his governance kickstarted genocidal cycles that obliterated entire native populations across the Caribbean. He was so cruel, even his Spanish settlers, that he was arrested and sent back to Spain in chains. He was a terrible governor, more focused on looting than actually running colonies or building sustainable settlements. He repeatedly exaggerated his achievements, hiding disasters and failures to stay in Spanish crown's good graces. No wonder Trump loves him so much. So he was a horrible pedophile, enslaver, like one of the worst people to ever live, of course. So that's why Trump loves him, folks. It's the death of decency. And Trump has his lowest 100-day approval rating in 80 years. Yes, Trump has the lowest approval rating of any president in 80 years, folks. Views on Trump's initiative: reduce federal funding for medical research, 77% oppose that. Increase the federal government role in how private universities operate, 70% oppose that. Ending birthright citizenship, 67% oppose that. Shutting down the U.S. Department of Education, 66% people oppose that. Freezing foreign aid, 62% of people oppose that. Cutting back environmental regulations, 61% of people oppose that. Deporting international students who have criticized U.S. policy, 59% of people oppose it. Sending undocumented immigrants who are suspected of being members of a criminal group to prisons in El Salvador, 51% of people oppose that. Across the board, incredibly fucking unpopular. But it doesn't matter, folks. It's a suicide pact in this stupid-ass system we have. And so immediately Trump took to his Truth Social to call the pollsters who are accurately reporting that he is incredibly unpopular, going to accuse them of being criminals, basically, and demanding an investigation into journalists who dare tell the truth about him. The fellow New York Times poll and ABC poll about a person named Donald J. Trump, me, are fake polls. Anyway, basically in here he says these people should be investigated for election fraud. And he calls them criminals, folks. So this is the president trying to use his position, trying to use the weight of the government to intimidate journalists and pollsters into not informing the people about how unpopular he is. And don't be surprised if they cave, folks. In this dystopian society, truth is going to become a distant memory at some point. And even though he's very unpopular, folks, still 31% of the population is insane cult members. Views of Trump's second term, 31% of the people think he's doing great and good. And that's all it takes, folks. Conning 30% of the population into voting for somebody. And then we're all forced to die because of it. And yes, 50% of the population is of below average intelligence already. So you got to get the 30% worst, the 30% dumbest. And then pay them, spend as much money as you want to, convince them to vote against their own best interests. And yep, the whole world got to die, y'all. I just hope this garbage system can collapse before we take the rest of the planet with us. And then it almost sounds to me like he thinks he's running for Prime Minister of Canada. This is a really strange tweet he put out, folks. Now, I know what he's doing here. He's telling people to vote for the conservative candidate in Canada. Canada's having their elections right now. We're going to check in on the live results of the after party. Good luck to the Liberal Party. But Trump is trying to encourage people to vote for the conservative candidate. But the way he's wording this, it's almost like he is insinuating that the conservative candidate is the same as him. So voting for the conservative candidate is the same as voting for him, which is pretty true. Trump says, good luck to the great people of Canada. Elect the man who has the strength and wisdom to cut your taxes in half. Increase your military power for free to the highest level in the world. Have your car, steel, aluminum, lumber, energy, and all other business quadruple in size with zero tariffs or taxes if Canada becomes the cherished 51st state of the United States of America. No more artificially drawn line from many years ago. Look how beautiful this landmass would be. Free access with no border, all positive with no negatives. It was meant to be. America can no longer subsidize Canada with the hundreds of billions of dollars a year that we have been spending in the past. It makes no sense unless Canada is a state. That's right, Canada. Vote for the man who will give Donald Trump everything he wants. Acquiesce to Trump. Lay down and allow Canada to be taken over by the orange dictator. And in exchange, you guys get the shitty healthcare system of America. Yay! You guys get to become basically a third world country. Sounds great, doesn't it? And you know who is not too pleased about Trump's little spill? The conservative candidate. He's like, shut the fuck up, Trump. Pierre Poilievre. That's not a... He didn't mention it by name, but this is the guy Trump is telling people to vote for. Basically telling people to vote for Pierre Poilievre. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that spot on. Basically, this is a Trump substitute, y'all. And this dude, he's not happy because he was ahead. He was ahead before Trump started the whole Canada got to be a 51st state bullshit. Before he created patriotism and nationalism in Canada, where they all united together against America, their new enemy. And now suddenly this guy's crashing in the polls. And he's like, shut the fuck up. President Trump, stay out of our election. The only people who will decide the future of Canada are Canadians at the ballot box. Canada will always be proud, sovereign, and independent. And we will never be the 51st state unless you vote for this guy. And then he's going to bend over in a goddamn heartbeat and take the orange mushroom dick. You know it, Canada. You better vote. But I love it. Looking pretty desperate there, yo. That was this. Oh, yeah. Hey, shocker. Epstein files still haven't been released. What? Who could have seen this coming? Who could have predicted that Donald Trump wouldn't release the Epstein files? It's a mystery. Why, yes, and none, folks. Look, I'm sure there's a very good reason that Donald Trump hasn't released the Epstein files. Here's the media asking the White House spokesperson.
Hi, Caroline.
Good to see you.
Start seeing some arrests of the client list.
Sure. I can assure you that the Attorney General and her team at the Department of Justice are working on this diligently.
They're working on it,
For a
y'all.
specific timeline, I'd have to check in with them.
No idea when, folks, but they're working on it. Hey, you're like, what are they working on? It's just files. Just release them. Shut the fuck up. It's very delicate, y'all. They just can't be releasing all the files willy-nilly, you know, for transparency's sake. It's complicated, so just trust us. We got it all under control any second. Now, probably 2 weeks, though. Probably 2 weeks, my guess. 2 weeks. But just be patient and it's all happening, folks. And speaking of which, y'all, this is sort of grim, but so Jeffrey Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre went public and said, I am making it publicly known that in no way, shape, or form am I suicidal. I have made this known to my therapist and GP. If something happens to me in the sake of my family, do not let this go away and help me to protect them. Too many evil people want to see me quieted. This is the big whistleblower, one of Jeffrey Epstein's main victims, who was forced to have sex with many of his clients. Well, guess what happened, y'all? She committed suicide. Yeah, at first she was mysteriously hit by a car and claimed she only had a few days to live, and then committed suicide, supposedly. So first Jeffrey Epstein, then the number one witness. I wonder who benefits from this. I don't know. First Trump was president when Jeffrey Epstein died, and now he's president when the biggest whistleblower witness dies. I'm sure everything's fine here, folks. Hey, look, to be honest with you, folks, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, okay? She probably did commit suicide. I have no idea. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But I can't help but notice that the actual conspiracy theorists are crickets as shit about all this. President Trump in the White House when Epstein kills himself, in the White House when she kills himself. I'm just saying. Seems like this would be right for conspiracies if you guys were about shit, which you're not. Meanwhile, always opposite day, Donald Trump Jr. pointing out she killed herself, and then he's like, oh, come on, other than the Clintons, no one has more suiciding going on. Yeah, it's the Clintons, y'all, definitely. I mean, sure, Epstein is on a recording saying that him and Trump were closest friends for 10 years. There were 10 different pieces of contact information for Trump in his little black book. He was on the Lowland Express multiple times. There are all kinds of pictures of them together. They partied together, conversations caught on tape together. But it's the Clintons, y'all. It's the Clintons. Hey, but those Epstein files are coming out any day now. Just trust them. That's a good reason they haven't been released, y'all. But hey, Trump supporters don't care, folks. They want to be abused. They have a fetish. These big, strong, manly man alpha. They have this secret submission fetish. They like being submissive to what they consider their daddy. And corruption all day long in their face. Like, I'm almost impressed about how good they are at crime, y'all. They figured out we don't have to take bribes under the table anymore. That's old school way of doing it. You take bribes under the table, then if you get caught, you get in trouble. And also, you got to clean it. You got to find a way to launder the money. You only get pennies on the dollar for it. That's bullshit. Let's just do all our corruption right out in the fucking open. Nobody's going to do shit to us anyway. No one's going to hold us accountable. We are the law, so why the fuck not? And the oligarch just gleefully ruling us right to our face, not even trying to hide it. Trump Jr. launches Billionaires Only DC Club. A new club is coming to Washington, and you probably can't get in. Donald Trump Jr., mega donor Omid Malik, and several other investors are launching an invite-only club that costs more than $500,000 to join, with an exclusive post-White House Correspondents' Dinner gathering. The executive branch, holy shit, they're literally naming it after the executive branch, y'all. Just hard, not hard to believe, I guess, but is the brainchild of Malik and the president's eldest son and their partners at Conservative Fund 1789 Capital. It will be located in Georgetown. Their goal is to create the highest-end private club that Washington has ever had and cater to the business and tech moguls who are looking to nurture their relationship with the Trump administration. All you got to do, pay your membership fees every year of $500,000 to us, and you get our ear. We'll listen to you. You can buy influence legally right out in the public. Nobody gives a shit, and yep, nobody gives a shit, y'all. Hey, if you're watching AI in the future, why America collapsed, this is it. We became a nation too stupid to live, a nation of suckers and losers who couldn't stand up for themselves. Cowards, abject, fucking spineless pussies. That's America, baby. Carrie Lake, Vaseline woman out here on Fox News suggesting Donald Trump defy federal judges. He's literally already doing it. He's already defying the Supreme Court. You don't even have to tell him to do it. He's already doing it. But yeah, number one cable news network in the world, trying to boil the frog slowly and get Americans used to the idea. In fact, get him supporting the idea for Trump to ignore the checks and balances of our government and do whatever he wants to as our orange dictator. And big ups to 60 Minutes, y'all. Did you guys see this one? So 60 Minutes parent corporation selling out the American people because they have a case coming up in the U.S. government and they want to lick Trump's orange nuts in order to curry favor with the current administration. So they've sold out 60 Minutes. Trump don't like 60 Minutes because 60 Minutes sometimes accidentally tells the truth, and you can't do that. Not in America, not anymore. There is no independent journalism anymore. So basically, the parent company of 60 Minutes put the screws to them and took away a lot of their independence, a lot of their objectivity and ability to report the news in the way they wanted to. So the main editor of 60 Minutes resigned in protest. And now 60 Minutes very bravely went on CBS and called out their parent company for this bullshit.
In tonight's Last Minute, a note on Bill Owens, who until this past week was executive producer of 60 Minutes. He was our boss. Bill was with CBS News nearly 40 years, 26 years at 60 Minutes. He covered the world, covered combat, the White House. His was a quest to open minds, not close them. If you've ever worked hard for a boss because you admired him, then you understand what we've enjoyed here. Bill resigned Tuesday. It was hard on him and hard on us, but he did it for us and you. Stories we pursued for 57 years are often controversial. Lately, the Israel-Gaza war and the Trump administration. Bill made sure they were accurate and fair. He was tough that way. But our parent company, Paramount, is trying to complete a merger. The Trump administration must approve it. Paramount began to supervise our content in new ways. None of our stories has been blocked, but Bill felt he lost the independence that honest journalism requires. No one here is happy about it, but in resigning, Bill proved one thing. He was the right person to lead 60 Minutes all along.
That's the first thing that goes when you have a fascist takeover. Journalism, independent media. Can't have that. Can't have people telling the truth about you. It's all got to be state-sponsored at all times. And then the House unveils a bill adding $150 billion to the Pentagon, y'all. Yep. Remember, they're cutting all the government waste to save American taxpayers' dollars. Nope. Elon Musk claimed he didn't do it. We're going to cover this. Claimed that he cut $160 billion from the government. He said he was going to cut $2 trillion, but then he only ended up claiming to cut $160 billion. But remember, folks, he did that for America, to put a little bit of money back in the pockets of taxpayers. But nope, exactly what they claim they cut, they're giving just extra to the Pentagon because there's always money for war and death, folks. Not a penny will be removed from the deficit. In fact, just the opposite. Trillions will be added to it, folks. Anybody believing otherwise is too stupid to exist. And then, folks, in this absolute clown show in which we live, state-sponsored media, that's all that happens now. That's all that we have now. So they've got rid of anybody in the White House correspondence room that might actually ask a tough question. They've got rid of all the independent news agencies, Reuters, and all of them, right? AP. And they replaced them with popular right-wing podcasters who literally make a living lying for a living, spreading every right-wing talking point they can. And it's as embarrassing as it can possibly get. We are worse than the most mocking examples I've been shown of North Korea. We used to make fun of North Korea about how it's nothing but propaganda, sycophantry, completely controlled media. But no matter how bad North Korea got, it ain't this fucking bad. Here's the type of questions that they're asking the White House press secretary now with their hand-picked correspondents.
An accessible presidency in American history. So with that, let's kick it off. And I'm happy to take your question first, Aaron.
Thanks so much, Caroline, both for having us and for granting me the first question here.
Sure.
And I can attest to the deportations in Florida. My Uber drivers finally speak English again, so thank you for that.
Yeah! I ain't got no brownies in my Uber. Hey, thank you for deporting all the browns. I love you guys. These are journalists supposedly asking tough questions to the White House. Yeah.
But my question for you is, what are the administration's plans for those who continue to defy the executive orders? Most notably, on my mind, are the ones related to what some would call trans men.
Trans, of course, you knew she was going to ask a question about trans folks. It's all they can think about. Their brains are completely fucking broken. Everything is about trans people. 1% of the population. The scariest people on earth. They are obsessed. But I know why they're doing this, folks. I know it's because, hey, we are the dumbest people to ever exist. And this is a winning point for them. All they have to do is say the word trans over and over and over again, and America will vote for suicide. America will open their wallet and let you take every penny they have. Americans will eat their cat food and die if you just say the word trans and woke over and over again. So good. Please continue. Thank you for your service. You're destroying this country, and goddamn good. And Tariff Gabbard, I'll take shit that absolutely ain't ever happened for $1 trillion, Alex.
On that foremost mission. They're obviously the DEI stuff that has been a huge distraction. I've had employees come and talk to me and say they were expected to spend half of their day within the intelligence community focused on DEI work.
Definitely. Isn't that true, folks? Weren't intelligence professionals forced to spend half of their day on DEI? The fuck does that even mean? No, they weren't. Nobody is fucking spending any time on DEI. It just don't make any sense. It's just a buzzword. People don't even know what the fuck it is, but they hear it and they know to be afraid of it and they know to repeat it over and over again. And yep, hey AI, this is why the world collapsed. This is why we are a species too dumb to exist. And speaking of which, folks, Trump's nominee to lead NASA was once charged for writing $2 million in bad checks, including to Trump's own casino. Yep. President Trump's nominee for NASA administrator, Jared Isaacman, was arrested on fraud charges in 2010 and faced lawsuits in 2 states for writing $2 million in bad checks to casinos. So, yeah, hey, immediately get that guy running NASA. Even the Trump casino, before he went bankrupt, sued this guy. So, obviously, that is Trump's top pick. Meritocracy, baby. So, this guy is a billionaire, obviously. He is worth, I don't know, said in here somewhere, billions. Multi-billions. This guy's fucking rich as shit. So you might be wondering, hey, why are billionaires taking all these jobs in the Trump administration where they make like $200,000 a year? There can only be 2 reasons as far as I'm concerned. Like, number one, they're super awesome, benevolent, the nicest people in the world. They love humanity. They love all of us, and they're willing to spend their very valuable time to help the world and America be better. The billionaires, they're the best of us all. They're just trying to help y'all. Even if they're losing money doing it, they're just trying to help. That's number one. Or number two, they know their time in the government will allow them to create a government that makes them richer. create a government that panders to them more, where they have less rules and regulations, where they can destroy anybody who would hold them accountable for sucking every goddamn penny out of the system. And take in everything you've ever learned in your life about billionaires. Which one of these things do you think is more likely to be true? Even Trump supporters. There's got to be a Trump supporter listening to me right now. Be honest with yourself, okay? I know it's hard to do sometimes, but be honest. Do you really think these billionaires are doing this because they have all our best interests at heart? Or they're doing this because it benefits them in some way? You already know the answer to this question. You just don't give a shit, right? You guys have all given up on life. You're okay with what the fuck ever happens as long as we're owned. And hey, I'm with you, right? I'm right there with you, baby. I'm willing to die just so I can watch you die. Let's all fucking die together. It's a suicide pact, baby. That's America. Let's go. And I told you guys this was going to happen. Santos reverses and begs glorious leader for pardon. Here's what George Santos put out on Twitter. This is the hardest statement I've ever written. I write this humbled, chastened, and fully accountable for choices that shatter the faith so many placed in me. I betrayed the confidence entrusted, blah, 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 at the end, he says. I asked the court for a sentence that balances accountability with a chance to prove through sustained measurable action that I can still contribute positively to the community. And then he says, I believe that 7 years is an over-the-top politically influenced sentence, and I implore the president, Trump, give me a chance to prove I'm more than the mistakes I've made. So, yep, he's asking Trump publicly to give him a pardon, and don't be surprised if Trump does it, folks. Because this is how you own the libs. He supported Trump. The only reason they went after him is because he's a Trump supporter, and just he got a raw deal. Yeah, I got a raw deal, but Trump wants all of you guys to know that he's the law, okay? He decides who's punished. And if you're a conservative, if you're a Trump worshiper, the law doesn't apply to you. And they do it to disenfranchise us, to dishearten us, to dispirit us, and it works, folks. I'm dispirited as a motherfucker. And then, hey, Trump don't have a monopoly on corruption. He pretty good at it. He's the king of corruption, but all conservatives are pretty good at it. It's kind of par for the course. It comes with the territory. If you want to get elected as a conservative, you got to be a fucking crook. Case in point, Ron DeSantis, who him and his wife stole $10 million from Florida taxpayers for his wife's charity. And hecklers, protesters calling him out for it, and he melts down a little bit. Let's have a look.
Down there. Hey, man, we got a good. That's a fraud. You should be ashamed of yourself for peddling those bogus narratives.
Hey, man, that's a fraud. You should be ashamed of yourself. Don't make me sashay over there in my high heels and kill woke dad, y'all, okay? Like, good God, hey, conservatives, I got a question. You guys are always talking about masculinity and how alpha conservatives are, yet the vast majority of the people that are representative of you are just like these incredibly effeminate pussies, these clearly gay, which is fine. I don't have any problem with gay people or being effeminate. But it's you guys who are continuously claiming that the left are a bunch of weak beta males and pussies when you guys are represented by people like Ron DeSantis or, oh my, Lady Lindsey Graham or Ted Cruz, fucking all these incredibly pathetic, weak pussies. Donald Trump, caked in makeup from fucking head to goddamn toe. J.D. Vance, Mr. Eyeshadow. Just, I don't know. Starting to think you guys might be full of fucking shit. And then let's go into a little bit of Elon news. Finish this section off, folks. Get your super chats in. We're going to read all the super chats right after this quick Elon message. This is what I told you guys before. Elon Musk claimed, remember he claimed, this is bullshit, but he claimed that they saved $135 billion. But not even true, folks. Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, says it has saved $160 billion through its push to root out wasteful or fraudulent government spending. But that effort may also have come at a cost for taxpayers,
with a new analysis from the nonpartisan research and advocacy group estimating that Deutsche's actions will cost $135 billion this fiscal year. So they claim to have saved $160 billion while spending $135 billion. Of course, they don't have any proof they saved that much. It's all lies, but it's like not paying your rent and then claiming you saved $2,500 this month by not paying your rent. Yeah, you might have a little money now, but when you get evicted next month, is it really a savings? No, it's not. All lies all the time. But here's how they're trying to sell it, folks. The shamelessness of it. Gunther Eagleman, who is a sock account, I think it's Jack Piece of Shit Bit sock account, posting this. Deutsche clock, $248 billion. Even Deutsche doesn't claim that they save that much, but okay, let's just give them the benefit of the doubt and say that Deutsche has has eliminated $256 billion from the federal government. Then they're breaking it down. Savings per taxpayers, $2,200. That's right. They saved taxpayers $2,200, but of course they didn't, because not a penny of these savings is actually going to the taxpayers. Not a goddamn dime. 100% of this going to billionaires for tax cuts. They should have done it savings per billionaire. None of it going to you. In fact, just the opposite. Your tax bill going to go up. Of course, Elon, because now they have to get a real job. Yeah, that's what we're really worried about it, folks. But keep in mind, they claim that they're saving this money, but they just went and gave the Pentagon $160 billion more dollars. So not a single penny going to go back to the taxpayers. Not a single penny going to be saved out the deficit. Was never the fucking plan. It's all lies all the time. And click on that, click off that. And one more last one before we hit halftime, folks. Apparently, Elon Musk has a secret plan to father 5,000 children. The leaked text suggests this motherfucker want to be Genghis Khan. He's already got enough money to ensure 5,000 kids can rule all of America for pretty much the rest of American history. Because that's how our system works, folks. Some dipshit has a meme stock that, despite all the fundamentals, despite it losing 71% of its profits in 1 year, still makes so much money that his dipshit children can rule your children and your grandchildren and your grandchildren's grandchildren for the rest of time. Not meritocracy. A meme stock during our lifetime means that our entire lineage for the rest of the time is going to be ruled by his kids. If that doesn't make you angry, I don't fucking know what will, folks. Fuck this system. Eat the rich. The sooner we take every penny from these motherfuckers, the better. And that is my Chud Watch for this evening. And what you guys got to think about that? I hope the Australian election has the same result. How did Canada do? Did we do good in Canada? I'm going to assume we did well because, all right, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney's Liberals win election. They were ahead in the polls, so good to see. Hey, thank you, Trump. Just like every fucking thing else Trump touches, it turns to dog shit. And good. I'd love to see that reverse Midas touch work out once again. And all right, folks, please forgive me for this very quick commercial. You guys know what Patreon is? Shut up, Dusty! It's like the fuck you talking for? No one listens to you. Hey, if you're watching this video, and you must be, you hear my voice right now, click on the More button on the description. It pops down, and the very first link goes to my Patreon. So, once again, I am sorry to ask you guys this, but I only make money off the money the users donate to the show. I don't sell anything. I don't let ads run on my show. My business model is I make free content. I make a lot of free content. I try to make high quality free content. And then I just ask people, hey, if you were entertained by what I do, if you like what I do, if you want to support me and the cats and the dogs and stuff, chip in a few bucks. And as a bonus for chipping in, you get access to the after parties. And I do another 20-minute video at the end of every show for my patrons and for my dust buddies. It starts here tonight, goes down to here. It's pretty good. We have a good time hanging out. It's a smaller crowd, more intimate crowd. So if you like what I do, please support it. I know it sucks to go put your credit card information, your PayPal information. I know it's a pain in the ass to do, but help me out if you can. I would very much appreciate it. And thank you for allowing me to e-beg. And all right, let's read the super chats. I bet Rebecca's first. Hell yeah, superhero Rebecca. Man, I love me some Rebecca. And not just because you pay me. I bet our orange skid mark of a president would actually like the thumbnail. Yeah, he likes the fact that he's destroying the country. That's how narcissists are. They don't mind even when they do evil shit as long as they're impactful. On that note, thank you in advance for what I know is going to be a great show. Hey, I'm feeling pretty good tonight. I quit toking on my e-cig. I was hitting my e-cig so hard, y'all. It was making my brain spacey. And I didn't smoke any weed today. I've been smoking a lot of my Uncle Ray's last batch of weed in his honor. That's the only reason I'm smoking it, in his honor. Anyway, I didn't smoke any today because last show I wasn't feeling 100% on. I felt like I was slurring my words. I got a mush mouth. Fucking Mississippi education. Wasn't enunciating properly. So feel a lot better tonight. So thank you, Rebecca, for supporting the show. And I look forward to hanging out with you tomorrow. BBC coming to a neighborhood near you. Empty grocery stores. Yeah, they'll blame it on socialism. Watch them. Infectious, treatable disease. Yep, measles for everybody. Housing crash. I'm glad I got my house, baby. Recession. Yep, that's definitely coming. Astronomical prices for everything. Yep, true story. Already happening. Understaffed hospitals or no hospitals. They're all going to be closing in the rural South. Starvation. I'm going to eat my cat food and love it. And much more. FAFO. Yep. It's a suicide pact. Time for America to die. Hey, we had a good run, y'all. And thank you, BBC. I appreciate you as always. You rock. John Smith. Another day, another disaster for the regime. Yep. It's a day that ends in a Y. Second verse, same as the first. Corey Davis, $2.99. Hey, Dusty. Hey, please stop mixing the section. Better sep. All right. You said that last time. The only reason I mix the sections is like if I have a section that only has like two things, I'm not doing a whole goddamn intro song when there's only two things because the intro song lasts longer than the fucking section does. So I combine some of them because it makes the show move faster. And I have ADHD, baby. This show's got to move fast as fuck or else I get bored. But hey, thank you for the $2, Corey. Venturevan Hero! God damn it. Venturevan, the last show, gave me like $1,000. Not really. He gave me like 300. But it was so generous, man. That means a lot, Venturevan. I really appreciate you. Everybody loved Venturevan. It's worthless paper now. Spend it while you can. Yeah, Bitcoin, baby. Hey, Bitcoin's been very solid, y'all. Just saying. Just saying. Love you, Venturevan. Appreciate you. Yogi Bear. 63. It ain't over till it's over, Yogi Bear. I guess it's Yogi Berra. Close enough. Dusty, if you bought your uncle the trailer house, isn't it still your property? I bought it for my mom. My mom doesn't live there anymore. She lives next door now. But no, it's my mom's. I can't sell it. And I don't want to sell it because people live there. My family members live there. More than my uncle lived there. A whole bunch of people have lived there over the years, and they still live there. So, and I don't give a shit. I'm not like real materialistic. I'll buy things and just leave it for people or give it for people. So, not that big of a deal. But thank you, Joker Bear. And Amadeus Black, $10. Been a long time since I've been able to donate. I have long haul COVID from before we had vaccines, but super great episode. Thanks, Wise, Dusty the Gray. Hey, fuck yeah, I appreciate you, Amadeus Black. I heard that the Brainworms HHS has denied the latest COVID vaccine. They want to do more tests and shit, so not going to get any boosters anytime soon, America. Ivy Evans, 10 gifts. Fuck yeah, Ivy, I appreciate you. If you got your ticket, please give Ivy Evans your love and check the membership section of YouTube for your link to tonight's after party. And hey, if you want one of these free tickets, you got to show up live. It's very important to be here live. Not only do we have the best audience on all of YouTube, we're the resistance, baby. Come hang out with cool people, crack jokes. You'll have a good time. But you have to be here live for your chance to win randomly a free ticket that is given away by these heroes constantly on the show. So come on. You know you want to. Zoran, $10. Anyone who thought calling Trump a fascist before the election was overreaching must be eating their words now. They always knew. They never gave a shit. Now they just admit it. They're like, we always knew he was a fascist. We were just lying to you to distract you. Well, we never believed you. We knew you were lying. Thank you, Zoran. Thanks for doing what you do. We love you. Hey, I love you, Val family. I love all your family. Big ups. 20 pounds. Take me to Pound Town, Sky Blue. How long do you think before the U.S. Finally collapses? See, I don't know. We're already died. but it might take a long time for the body to fully decay. It might happen very rapidly, which is why I'm thinking of panic shopping tomorrow a little bit. But who knows? I'm hoping it'll be like a slower decline, give people more time to make plans. But who knows? It could happen very rapidly, y'all. Shit could crash immediately. I ain't trying to fearmonger. We're all in it together, though. We'll see what the fuck happens. One ticket from Smoky Snoo. What's up, Smoky Snoo? Good to see you tonight. Hope you're doing well. Here's to you, Nocturnal Bash. $5, I'll take you. Fuck yeah, thanks. Thanks for spreading a hard dose of reality, Dusty. Hey, I do what I do. It's literally my job. Thank you for supporting it, Grumpy Queer. Good to see you tonight. And anything else pop up? Nope. Hey, folks, help me out. Don't let this show go off the air. The only show like this on all of the goddamn internet. So please support my show. Super chat me. I'm going to read all the rest of them at the end of the show. But for now, we're moving on. Time for I Bet It's Religious Bullshit. Let me see. Hell yeah, baby. Sing along if you know the words. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit. It is time for religious bullshit. Folks, you're never gonna believe it. They finally caught one. Catholic school teacher arrested on child porn charges. The Catholic school teacher Appleton police arrested Wednesday has now been formally charged with 14 counts of various child sex crimes. What? Sigh. And, hey, at least this guy didn't rape no children. A MAGA church volunteer who accused drag queens of grooming children. Oh, he did. Never mind. Kevin Hurley has been arrested for raping two children. Oh, my God. And I think I speak for everybody when I say, where's your chin? His face just goes into his neck. Looks like a fucking frog. Poor children. God damn it. And, of course, they're always posting about how much they hate pedophiles, projecting. They think that pretending they hate pedophiles so much distracts people, throws the sin off them. Ask not why the children shouldn't see drag queens. Ask why drag queens crave an audience of children. I'd rather know why church volunteers and youth pastors want to hang around with children. Because almost never, I mean, literally it's never happened. I've never heard of one single case where anybody has said they were molested by someone who read them a book at Drag Queen Story Hour. I've never heard a single parent say that a drag queen from Drag Queen Story Hour tried to abuse their child in any way. Never. It's never fucking happened. But religious people, every fucking day, multiple times. It's been a weekend, so of course, at least two people. Hey, at least this guy didn't rape any children. Idaho pastor charged with sex trafficking. Hey, that's a step up, I guess. Gregory Wayne Jones, a director of operations at daycare preschool. Oh, I don't like where this is going. And after school center and Mountain Home was arrested on Friday, April 25th, by deputies with the Elmore County Sheriff Department on charges of human sex trafficking and sexual penetration with a foreign object. According to police statement, Jones has been under investigation. All right, let's look at the video.
A Mountain Home man is being charged with human trafficking and sexual penetration with a foreign object, and law enforcement believes there may be more victims.
Of course there are.
Gregory W. Jones was arrested yesterday after an investigation by the Elmore County Sheriff's Office. Law enforcement says since their investigation began in January, multiple victims have come forward to provide statements to investigators, leading to the arrest. Law enforcement says there could be more victims, and the Elmore County Sheriff's Office is asking anyone with information about
I don't know, folks. If you squint, you might be starting to see a pattern. Somebody might want to investigate. It's okay. It's not like this country cares about children anyway. Our gun laws prove that. And this is America now, folks. The theocracy completely took over. The embarrassment never ends. led by all the most shameless con people, super rich millionaire televangelists, scum of the goddamn earth, of course. That's who's fucking ruling us. And then some pictures from the Pope's funeral, and holy shit, these people are so weird, folks. It's 2025, and you got all these Muppets playing make-believe, dressed up in their silly fucking outfits, pretending they have magical power, and look at all these goofy fucks. Holy God. It's like we're still in the Dark Ages. People are all mad, too, because Trump wore a blue suit. Everybody was supposed to be wearing black, and Trump instead wore a blue suit. And I got to be honest with you guys, I don't give a fuck about Trump's blue suit. Who gives a shit? I've seen so many people shitting on Trump about this. Oh, you can't do anything right. This is like complaining about Zelensky not wearing a suit in the White House. Literally, who gives a fuck? He's bankrupted our country, stealing every goddamn dime, disappearing people to concentration camps. Fuck his suit. Just dumb. And that. Nothing worse than these hipster fucking preachers. Modern day Christianity is cringe as shit, y'all. But what they demand the most from their congregation, obedience. Now they tell you it's obedience to God, but of course it's not, because God doesn't exist. What they're trying to do is train you to be obedient to them. You want to know why these people continuously rape children? It's because they teach people to be obedient to them mindlessly. They shame them. They threaten them to be obedient. And then they rape your kids.
There's this movie called Karate Kid. And Mr. Miyagi has him painting fences. And he's like, why are you having me painting fences? And why are you having me wax cars? And he's giving them his assignment. And then he's like kung fuing him. And he's like, wax on, wax off. And he's having do these moves, okay? And he's like, he turned him into a secret G ninja the whole time, and he didn't realize what was going on. That's what's happening behind the scenes when you're learning obedience. But if you
look at this fucking tool with this hat and this deck, this whole thing, good God. The modern day hipster Christianity is the fucking cringiest shit.
That's what's happening behind the scenes when you're learning obedience. But if you learn obedience and you're, why am I doing this? And I don't, okay, and you're acting like a child when you tell them to take out the trash or do a job, you will miss out on what God's doing in you.
That's right, mindless obedience. And of course, not to God, but his representatives on earth. Me, baby! Do what I say. And of course, they get off on this. This is a recipe for abuse. And last but not least, on religious bullshit, and folks, I want to send a message to the Catholic Church. Hey, I'm as anti-Catholic as you could get. I'm an atheist, okay? But there is one thing, and one thing alone, that I promise. If the Catholic Church does it, I will immediately become a Catholic. All you have to do, Catholic Church, is elect the Wope.
Since the beginning of time, men have been at the head of the Catholic Church. But now, it's time for a woman. It's time for a wope, a woman pope. With a wope, finally, the body of Christ will be gluten-free at communion. Women have been making people feel guilty for centuries, and now we're ready to take it to the next level. We're amazing at confessionals because we love hearing other people's gossip. Oh, that's actually a really unflattering angle. Can you go up and point down? Is that more flattering? Do I look tiny? With a wope, no longer will you have cheap wine at communion. At the least, we'll have Kim Crawford. And let's face it, statistically, we're less likely to touch your kids.
Peace be with you.
And also with you, Queen.
The Vatican. What, like it's hard?
Hell yeah, but I have no fear. 100%. They're never going to have a female pope because it's only 2025. You know, got to wait another couple thousand years for that. And that is my religious bullshit for this evening. She got my vote. Why not? Why not? Lame. You're lame, Auto Dash at. Go Canada. Fuck yeah, Canada. I love when Trump gets hoisted by his own petard. I want to say hoisted by his own retard, but that's inappropriate. No, people. No. Never, people. Never. And move along. Let's do a trash world. Okay, I guess I won't mix them together since people complain. Let's do a trash world, even though it's a little one by itself tonight. Everybody sing a trash world. It's a trash world. It's a dumpster fire and it's hellish. Trash world. A trash world. Everything sucks. goddamn time in the trash world. I don't know why I'm singing that like the B-52s. And first off, on today's trash world, did you guys hear about over there in Canada where some dude ran over a bunch of people in a parade, killed 11 people? Murder charges have been laid against the man accused of driving an SUV into a crowd celebrating a Filipino community street festival Saturday. The attack killed 11 people. Apparently he was mentally ill. Apparently they also have a mental health crisis over there in Canada. Get your shit together, Canada. Always some goddamn tragedy happening somewhere. And, oh yeah, hey, this is why we can't have nice things. If you're watching in the future and you want to know why the country and the world collapsed, Osmongold is officially North America's most watched streamer so far in 2025. This dirty motherfucker. Is he talented? Nope. Is he handsome? Nope. Is he clean? Nope. Is he well-spoken? Nope. Is he funny? Nope. Nothing. Literally has nothing going for him. But he does anti-SJW, anti-woke, pro-conservative streaming. And he's famous. It's like Paris Hilton said she's famous for being famous. Like Kim Kardashian. It's like if you have a lot of people watching you, then people will watch you just because people watch you. That's how our society is set up. So, yep, garbage planet. We deserve whatever happens to us. Can't happen fast enough. And then, lest you think Democrats are going to save you, hell no. Democratic senator says party needs to stop attacking oligarchy and focus on losing woke reputation. First off, we got to immediately get rid of this bitch. Fuck this bitch. Imagine saying this. First off, eat the rich. We absolutely need to unite against the oligarchy. That's one of the things that unites both sides. That's why Bernie Sanders had Joe Rogan support. Secondly, imagine playing into conservatives' talking points that this whole reputation of being woke is somehow our fault, that it's something we should be ashamed of. When all they do is talk all day long about how woke we are, how they seek out the most ridiculous bullshit minutia that the left does, and they use their information overload, their total control of almost every social media to amplify it, to belittle us over it. Even when whatever they're talking about doesn't represent us all. There's literally no way we can ever fight the woke reputation because it's not based on anything. It's like that girl who they continuously post as the unhinged liberal. You go watch the video and the girl is actually being completely reasonable. It's the conservatives she's talking to that are actually freaking out. But she made one funny face. They took the picture of her funny face, and conservatives made millions of dollars letting that picture of this woman with a funny face represent all left-wing people as these out-of-control woke lunatics, not based on any reality whatsoever. And that's all they'll do. There's no way to stop it. There's no way we're going to focus on losing the woke reputation because it's not based in fucking reality. And what a fucking idiot you are. This is why Democrats are eternal fucking losers. It's almost like they're losing on purpose. Unless we get up and we eject every one of these motherfuckers. And yes, even Democrats in this country are center-right. If at that. Both parties are right-wing in this country. It's a right-wing country. Of course it is. It's a incredibly capitalistic country. It goes hand in hand with right-wing bullshit. And last but not least on Trash World, you guys heard about the male loneliness epidemic. And I'm not saying that there's not a male loneliness epidemic. I do feel sorry for men in some ways. I do think a lot of men are out there are very lonely and that the progressives often don't do the best job of reaching out to them. But also, so much of this is 100% your goddamn fault. You act like incels, you act like losers, you act like trash, and then you're surprised that no woman wants to have anything to do with you? Case in point, Myron Gaines. I'm convinced if women didn't have vaginas or tits, men would spend zero time talking to or courting women. Am I right or am I damn right? To which Farmer Joe says, if women didn't have vaginas, we would hunt them for sport like they were deer. Just holy fuck. Imagine being this fucking pathetic. Look, sex is good, but having a partner that has your back, you know, having somebody to share the cooking with, share the burden of just surviving in our society, having somebody to share the responsibility of cleaning up, it makes life so much easier to just view the opposite sex as nothing but their body parts, as nothing but something you can stick your dick into. You really do deserve to be alone. You deserve to die by yourself, you know? You deserve to die miserable because, you know, you give what you get. It's just sad, but I don't feel sorry for you because you deserve it. And I'll throw this what the fuck into the trash world. Did you guys hear about the Disney employee that got 3 years in prison for hacking and changing menus? At first, I was like, what? This seems like an incredible over-goddamn reaction. 3 years for just a prank hacking menus? Well, apparently this dickhead was changing the menu information to make it seem like items that had peanuts in it were peanut-free, which could potentially kill people with nut allergies. So, incredible edgelord doing very dangerous stuff. Here's the attention you ordered, dickhead. Enjoy fucking prison. So stupid. And all right, that is my quick trash world tonight, which I didn't do in combo with anything else upon request. And no. Loser fest for the victim class. They are just the most immense bottom feeders. That's the kind of people that watch Osmongold. That's the kind of shit that this society rewards. That's why we're in such bad shape right now. And all right, we're along, folks. I don't have the intro to this. Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! And prepare to be shocked, y'all. Guess what? Report! Biden officials admit they never pressured Israel for ceasefire. What? As Israeli leaders boast of playing Washington. God did the state of Israel a favor that Biden was the president during this period. We fought in Gaza for over a year, and the administration never came to us and said, ceasefire now. It never did. And that's not to be taken for granted. Former Israeli ambassador Michael Herzog. What? Yeah, of course. This is why you lost the election, dude. As much as you pretended that you believe Trump was this great Satan, this fascist dictator wannabe, you literally didn't give a shit enough about this country to stop murdering children enough to save it. You wanted to murder children more than you wanted to save this country. That's what you loved. And man, I wish there was a hell, folks. I wish there was. And speaking of me wishing there was a hell, it's so depressing knowing these people rule us. So did you guys hear the story about the Brooklyn woman? There was a protest going on down the street from her house, and she saw what was happening and decided to walk outside of her house and go down and see what was going on. And apparently people were protesting a speech being given by Ben Gvir. Ben Gvir is one of the spiritual leaders of Israel and one of the most seminal top-level leaders in the Israeli government, one of the main people responsible for the mass child murder, genocide, and war crimes. One of the most evil human beings to ever exist. Hitler-esque, this guy is. Pure, unadulterated, terroristic evil. And of course, speaking as a hero in the United States, because this is who we are. So people, rightfully so, went and protested him. But not this woman. She was just outside of her house trying to see what was going on. And so she got surrounded by Zionists. People that look like they are missing links. People look like they're these primitive monkey people. Screaming death threats and rape threats and trying to kick her and hitting her with things. No arrests, folks. No Trump at the White House calling them terrorists. Here's the people that rule us, y'all. Look, dude just assaulted her. Just threw a traffic cone at her. But the cop knows who rules them. The cop ain't gonna fucking do anything to you. We are here for you to abuse us. That's all we are. We are feedstock for the Zionists. We are here to worship. We are here to be enslaved by you.
There's some weird Palestinian. Is that you? You want someone to bend you over and fucking rape you like they're doing?
Yeah, you want us to bend you over and rape you? We have the God-given right to rape you. I'd hate if somebody had to rape you. We're the good guys, y'all. Literally, they have rape prisons over there. And they riot in the street if you try to hold the rapist accountable. That's what we're dealing with. That's the kind of evil we're dealing with, folks. And speaking of which, before I went on the air today, folks, I'm a little fired up because I watched this documentary. Louis Theroux put out his documentary today, and think it's called The Settlers. And they call them the settlers, but they're not settlers. They're evil terrorists. They go over to Israel and they set up these encampments on stolen land against international law. It's even against the law of Israel. And they get people out there from all over the world. Anybody who wants to go and steal Palestinian land and kill them and terrorize them can go. And they set up these big tent cities. And they're like the most backwards. Like, I grew up in Mississippi around a bunch of inbred, almost like cavemen. And the people in Mississippi are 1,000 times more evolved than these people are. It's just wild that these primitive troglodytes rule us. And they're all out there, every one of them, talking about how, yeah, we know that we are killing these people, we're taking their land, and we don't feel bad about it at all. The Bible gave us this land. This land belongs to us, and every Palestinian has to leave. In fact, there's no such thing as the Palestinian people. The land is ours, and they have to fucking go. Whatever we have to do to take it, we'll do. And so they set up these little tent cities. And it's illegal. But when enough people move to the tent cities, then the IDF builds a little military base by the tent city and then protects them. And the people, the settlers, they go down to the locals who actually own the land, and they shoot them with guns. They throw rocks at them. They keep them from even picking olives off their own tree to drive them off their fucking land with the backing of the IDF. This whole documentary showed it, man. It's one of the most enraging things I've ever fucking seen. I already knew it. Like, I already knew the evil we're dealing with. But this is a very respected documentarian who is just trying to be as even-handed. He's not trying to go in with a preconceived notion. He's just interviewing. And the entire thing is he's interviewing these settlers. And they're just telling you in their own words. It's not him trying to paint them in a bad light. It's just him letting them say whatever they want to say, and it's pure fucking insane evil. And so anyway, one clip he showed, I'm not going to play it because I did notice that he was having videos removed that show clips. But like, they're in one of these Palestinian communities, and there is a IDF military base. And so the IDF, they're just terrorists, right? And so they like to harass, intimidate. And so even though the guy's there, he's from the BBC doing this documentary, the IDF is going up around where they are and shining the lasers from their guns up the building to try to scare them. And the Palestinians are like, this just happens every night. It's just normal. We're not scared at all. We're used to it.
They're screaming to us. Staying here.
And the whole thing is just the IDF harassing them. Everywhere they go, the IDF asking them for their papers, please. This clip was really interesting to show you the apartheid. So they're literally on a street where Palestinians live. And the IDF is telling Palestinians that they're not allowed to be there.
Wait. ID, please. For what reason? It's the policy.
מה האזרחות שלך? את פלסטינאי? Yes. אז אתה רואה שם, אתה לא רואה את ה...
Are you a Palestinian? Yes, goodbye. Goodbye. You can't come here. You're not allowed on this street. It's Apartheid 101. And yep, it's called The Settlers, Louis Theroux. It's available on Pirate Bay if you guys are into that sort of thing. But it's an hour long, pretty good if you want to be enraged. Wish granted. And then big ups to the heroes of the Swiss under-23 fencing team. They all turned their back on the Israeli team during the medal ceremony of the European Fencing Championship. Now, I know that these guys on the Israeli team are probably not personally responsible for murdering children, right? But you're still representing the government that's doing it. You're still their spokespeople. And so everybody has to stand up against you. Everybody has to show that they're not on board with you. Everybody has to peacefully resist. Even if you're not personally responsible, you're still tied to this terrorist organization, and all terrorist organizations should be stood up to. And so thank you guys for doing what needs to be done, and you guys should be a fucking ashamed of yourself. I know, like, you have to it's your dream to go represent your country at these games and shit, but don't fucking do it. Don't be a part of this. Don't be a part of the evil. And if you do, whatever happens, happens. And last but not least, a big shout out to Medea at Cold Pink, who actually confronted war criminal, terrorist, child murderer Ben Gvir, one of the main leaders in the Israeli government. Literally, this guy is a baby killer. Killed thousands and thousands of babies. It's always projection.
Baby, you kill baby. You kill baby. You kill baby.
You are a racist. No, you are a war criminal. You are a war criminal. You are a war criminal who spews hatred. You are disgusting. And you destroy my religion. You destroy my religion.
You see what he's saying? Why are you not arresting her? Because they know they rule us. They know we don't have free speech over here. You're not allowed to speak out against the God-man. You don't have First Amendment rights. You have the right to do whatever Israel tells you to do, and you will fucking love it.
You are a racist. You be in the Hague. You are a racist, war criminal, and you're hurting my religion. My religion as a Jew. You are creating the anti-Semitism.
Support 9/11. Literally. Osama bin Laden said he did 9/11 because of America's support for Israel. It was because of the genocide of the Palestinian people. Now, I'm not saying 9/11 was a good thing. I'm not supporting what they did, but that's why they fucking did it. So, no, we're not supporting 9/11. You literally caused 9/11.
Supporting 9/11. You support genocide. You're destroying Judaism with your hate.
Get his ass. So, thank you, you fucking hero. But what a disgusting goddamn country for making terrorists and baby killers fucking heroes. This goddamn hellhole can't collapse fast enough. And that is My Free Palestine. And we got one Beyond Parody coming up and two heroes. So last chance to get your super chats in if you want to, if you're able. I saw a big one. We're going to get you. Appreciate you fucking hero. Some amazingly generous people out there. It means a lot. That dude's 48 years old. Holy God. That dude is? He's younger than I am? I'm 50. This is what 50 looks like, y'all. Woo! Fuck yeah, baby. I don't know. Maybe I don't look younger than him. I think I do, though. In my brain, I look younger than him. And all right, let's move along. Finish you guys off with a happy ending. Prepare your anus. It's time for... All the wrong buttons. No. All right. You didn't see any of that. Perfect the first time. And first off, on Beyond Parody. Oh my God. Hey, this is actually a pretty good burn from him at Meta. Turns out Riley Gaines also has a 5th place medal in self-awareness. Imagine you're only famous because you came in tied for 5th place with a trans person. You're only famous because you lost a race. You literally built an entire career off being a loser. She makes money. It's her full-time, 100% job. She does nothing else, but she's an anti-trans activist because she tied for 5th place with a trans person. Imagine that being your reality, yet with no hint of irony, no self-reflection whatsoever. You go on Fox News and you say this about somebody else.
She has shown us that running for high office is a very, very lucrative business. And Stacey Abrams in particular has shown us you don't even have to win for it to be profitable.
Yeah, you don't even have to win for it to be profitable. Only on the left can you make an entire career out of being a loser, says Riley Gaines. Just holy shit, nothing matters anymore. It's all a dark comedy. What the fuck? And also, you're ugly as fuck. Withdraw it. I would draw that. That's cruel. That's cruel. She's average looking. Definition of a 5. And then, so Pete Buttigieg, a great speaker, one of the best orators of our time. And he's been doing the Manosphere blogs, podcast. And basically all he does is very calmly, very erudite, make excellent points and explain his positions. Everything he says is based. He does a brilliant job of explaining exactly his positions in a way that is easy to digest for even the dumbest meatheads out there. So, of course, Fox News, they can't attack his words. They can't attack the points he's making. So they have to attack his masculinity. Folks, I give you the #1 cable news network in America.
Mayor Pete has an idea.
All right, let's try it again with volume this time. Let's redo it. Let's crank it up. Boom, boom, boom. All right, go. God damn it.
Has an idea.
Fuck.
He's clearly gotten the masculinity problem memo. He's pretending not to be a beta. He grew a beard and he hit the manosphere, the male.
Imagine the #1 cable news network in your country criticizing people for being betas. That's where we're at in this country, y'all.
Podcast world.
Authority. And then poor Pete. I mean, Mayor Pete is not exactly the one you send out to get the young bro crowd.
He literally did an amazing job. He owned them every fucking step of the way. All the clips of him explaining his positions went super viral. They couldn't argue with him. They agree with him every step of the way. I can tell why you guys are not actually showing the clips.
You may as well send Dylan Mulvaney doing a makeup class and hope you can get more guys to watch.
It's all a comedy show now, folks. The worst comedians in the world are doing our news.
Makeup class and hope you can get more guys to watch.
Yeah, it's funny how he thought like growing the beard would somehow change everything. It didn't.
Make us forget.
Okay, we got to talk about.
Yeah, he's trying to make us forget he's gay. We're never gonna forget Pete. There's nothing you can do to make us forget how gay you are. Gay, 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 gay. Nice try with that beard. You obviously didn't grow that because you look good in it or you wanted to. You did it to try to make us forget about how gay you are, but we never will. That's how we'll always see you. That's the only thing you'll ever be to us, Pete. Gay. Just fuck this goddamn country. So stupid. Holy fuck. And then, speaking of this weird-ass goddamn country, yo, I know Ethan Klein has Tourette's, okay? People are like, Dusty, you keep making fun of Ethan Klein. He has Tourette's. I know. But I'm sorry. I do not think 100% of his behavior is because of his Tourette's, okay? I'm just saying, you can both have Tourette's and also be on drugs at the same time. Anyway, you be the judge.
I am so proud to be marching with so many Jews.
Yes, the Jews. The Jews are here. Did we mention that?
Mm-hmm. I am so proud to be marching with so.
I mean, come on. That ain't fucking Tourette's, y'all. I mean, he's a twitchy weirdo, but look, it's okay to have Tourette's, right? I would never make fun of you just because you have Tourette's. But if you're also a twitchy weirdo and a child murder apologist, fair game. I'm just saying, fair game, all right? It's like that congressman that only has one eye, you know? I wouldn't make fun of you if you just have one eye, but if you're also a right-wing fascist piece of shit and you have one eye, I'll fuck you right in your eye hole. Just saying. Fair game. And last but not least, I could have sworn this is an old clip, but they're sharing it around again. So maybe it's new. Maybe this happened again. I don't know. I think this is Parker hoisting a Trump supporter by their petard. Just goes to show you they have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea what the fuck's going on. It's just a cult.
Last 4 years, we've been held hostage under the Democratic rule. That is horrible, horrible, horrible. We've had more taxes. We paid more for everything.
Wait, you think that taxes?
Part of the deal game.
You think that taxes have been like really high in the last 4 years, right?
It's not just that. We paid for everything. We, the middle income America, was paying for the Democratic, all this.
I just want to clarify. You didn't like Biden and Harris's tax code.
I did not.
Would you ever vote for it again?
No.
Under any circumstances?
No.
It was Trump's tax code.
No, it was Obama's. It was Obama's.
In 2017, Donald Trump passed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, in which was his tax code and set to expire this year, meaning under the entire Biden-Harris administration, we were under Donald Trump's tax code. You just told us that you hated that tax code and you never vote for it again under any circumstances.
I would never vote for a Democratic regime ever.
So it had nothing to do with what they were doing and all to do with the fact that they're Democrats. Party over country every single day you're a member of a cult.
Remember a cult? That's old. I think I played that before, but like they were sharing it like it's new. And I was like, hey, it's Trump supporters. Maybe the exact same thing happened again. I don't know, baby. Anyway, whatever. And all right, folks. Two heroes to finish you guys off on. Last chance to get your super chats in. Gonna finish you guys off with some Billy Bowie. We could be heroes. And first off on our hero list, Governor J.B. Pritzker. More of this. Politician going out there calling for a revolution, y'all.
Never before in my life have I called for mass protests, for mobilization, for disruption. But I am now. That we have, we must castigate them on the soapbox and then punish them at the ballot box.
Hell yeah, get them! I mean, I don't know if your vote counts anymore. Might be just lulling us into a false sense of security while fascism takes over, but I'm going to choose to be positive. And then last but not least, on tonight's heroes list, Daniel Day Kim. Lost! I watched Lost. Did you guys watch Lost? It was awesome at first, and then it went nowhere. I was really disappointed, but Daniel Day Kim, pretty cool. Anyway, here's Daniel Day Kim on why we have to stand up to Donald Trump.
The arts have always been a way of speaking truth to power, and it's no coincidence that when dictatorships rise, one of the first people they go after are the artists, because they have a way of communicating truth to people that other methods aren't as effective doing. So what we do now is probably more important than I can remember in my lifetime. So arts, music, journalism, free speech, and the Constitution. These are all things that I think we're reminded of their power and their importance in times like this.
Hell yeah, David Kim. Keep using your platform to speak truth to power. More of that. All celebrities need to stand up or fuck you. And hey, folks, that's my show. Hey, we're in overtime. If you love overtime, reward me for overtime in the super chats. I'm going to read all of them right now. But if you bail out, do me a favor. If you're watching a replay, leave a comment. It doesn't cost you anything. Just type some words about what you thought about the show or something I talked about and hit the enter button. More importantly, though, sign up for my Patreon. Guys, don't let me go out of business, okay? I'm struggling, so help me out if you like the show. Support the art you like, or it might disappear. That's all I can say. And all right, let's read the super chats. Then we're going to do a quick kitty party. We got a big after party tonight. Starts here and all the way down to here. So be sure to get your ticket right now for the after party if you don't already have one. And let's start with, let's go from the bottom up. Dogo Duck, 5 pounds. Pound Town, love you back, Dogo. Everything counts in small amounts. It all adds up. And Australia money is worth like $1 million, I think. And Planet Logic, gonna give you a woo! Ric Flair, woo! And I'm going to read you sexy. Sometimes it feels like there's nothing we can do and can feel powerless. I know, man. I feel like that all the fucking time. But supporting people like you with a loud, unafraid voice is something real we can do. And you're right, man. People like you are the only reason I'm allowed to do this. Not only the only reason I'm allowed to do this show, but the only reason I'm allowed to spoil all these animals I have. You know, the only reason I'm allowed to help the people in my life I'm able to help. So it means a lot and incredibly, incredibly generous. Thank you, Planet Logic. Thank you. And everybody, please give Planet Logic a woo. He deserves it. A woo! And Grumpy Care, welcome to Dust Buddies. Fuck yeah. You got a ticket to the after party. Look forward to hanging out with you right now, Grumpy. Love you, Kayla Winnie. Hope you're good tonight. And, all right, that's it, folks. All my super chats, but can't complain. Thank you guys for your generosity tonight. Gonna play a song real quick. This song is called Bathe in Your Blood by Dusty Smith. Folks, I'm going to be back Wednesday. Tune in.
I'm fucked up, and I can't deny it. Every goddamn day I'm praying for a riot. Whatever they want, they simply just buy it. Amplify their own voice and they keep ours quiet. How much is too much when you can't even spend a fraction of your fortune before the world ends?
After party coming up next. Love you guys.
Have, but so many have not.
See you Wednesday. Good night, everybody.
Have few, while the few have lots. How much do you think you can take? How long till you make the dam break? Your time has come. Bring on the flood, 'cause I want to bathe in your blood. Wash away all this mud. Kept us in the dirt longer than you should. Addition through subtracting.
No link on Patreon. What? I'll go check it.
So now we wanna bathe in your blood. You feast on wealth while the rest decay, building your kingdom where the bodies lay. Your golden mask can't hide the truth. The hungry rise, led by their youth. You raise your glass, we raise the blade. You'll choke on the world you've overplayed. No throne too high, no wall too wide. The flood is coming, you can't hide. Wash away all this mud, all this mud. Kept us in the dirt longer than you should, Addition through subtracting. One less shot, one less shot. So now we wanna bathe in your blood. No mercy left, the tide will rise. Your wealth will burn beneath the skies. The have-nots scream, the reckoning starts. We'll tear your world apart. Play for the lies you stole. Scream as you lose control. The walls are breaking, the flood runs deep. Your time has come, eternal slave. Wash away all this mud, all this mud. Kept us in the dirt longer than you should, Addition through subtracting. One less shot, one less shot. So now we wanna bathe in your blood. Bathe in your blood. No throne to rule, no crown to claim. Your empire lost, consumed by flame. The flood has come, misunderstood, and now we bathe in your blood.
Switch over now. Good night, everybody.